Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Stargate. This is season 1, episode number 14. This episode is called Hathor. This name rings a bell and I can't really put my finger on why it rings a bell, but it's really going to annoy me. I think it's the name of a person rather than maybe like a civilization or a planet, because we know in terms of Stargates, we know that, you know, the planets, they get designated like a letter number code rather than a name really when we're going to visit them, and we then don't learn the name until after we've got there. So I don't think it's going to be a planet. I'm certain I know this name because of a person, and I'm not really 100% sure why it rings a bell. It's going to be interesting to find out though. Last episode we met this guy who kidnapped Daniel and implanted false memories into the rest of the SG-1 team, and they thought he died, and it was all because this guy wanted to know what had happened to his wife, and his wife or his mate was at Babylon, I believe it was, and basically was there during possibly like the flood of Babylon, and wanted to know what had happened because they hadn't seen her for thousands of years and didn't know what had happened, and they were aware of the Gwaul again, and then we've got the whole aspect of them kind of being everywhere during all of these ancient civilizations, and kidnapped Daniel because Daniel was the one that had the most knowledge of ancient Babylon, so kind of took him and was trying to get as much information out of him as they could, and it turns out sadly that she died. And it was an interesting thing to see though, because we know Daniel's lost his wife because of the Gwaul, and this guy had also lost his wife, his mate, because of the Gwaul. So it was an interesting kind of parallel to what we know has happened to Daniel, and that guy saying to him, look, I hope you find your wife, because he obviously never got that opportunity because she died such a long time ago. But I like the whole concept of him having this underwater area and Daniel having to put that thing on his head and help him, and I do hope we get to go visit again because they did kind of hint that we may. It's going to be interesting to see what this one is actually about, so I'm going to get straight on into this. Let's go. Oh, hey! Why are we in Mexico?
Okay, now. What?
2? A Mayan 2?
Would you look at this? Many of us suspected there was another chamber, but the Mexican government wouldn't let us dig to confirm it. Until now.
Oh.
What's this?
A sarcophagus?
It looks like a sarcophagus.
Burial chambers in Mayan temple mounds are very rare indeed.
It's big, isn't
Glyphs, pictographs. Something to give us a hint who's inside.
Ah.
Hieroglyphics.
Why would there be hieroglyphics on a Mayan tomb?
My God, they're Egyptian. Egyptian hieroglyphics in a Mayan temple?
Thank
I read a journal
you.
article once by a young archaeologist. What was his name? Dr. Jackson.
Oh, this is wild. Oh yes, I don't think she's dead. This is like the thing Daniel was in.
Where is Ra?
Stargate Finehouse and his associates were killed brutally. The Mexican authorities assumed it was by crypt robbers looking to steal anything in the burial vault.
Oh lordy, lord.
And who thought to send it here?
They
Dr.
knew of
Finehaus's
Daniel.
other associates who were outside the pyramid, they recognized the significance of an Egyptian sarcophagus in a Mayan temple.
I know this thing.
Yeah, I recognize it too.
It's like that thing that was on Ra's ship that
Brought Share and I back from the dead.
Yeah.
General Hammond, sir.
What is it, Em?
Sir, a person was just arrested at the mountain's surface for attempting an unauthorized entrance.
Happens every now and then.
Oh,
Major Lowell thought you would want to talk to her yourself.
she has
Why?
also come to find Daniel, I
Sir?
guess.
She knew the Stargate was here.
We are Hathor. You would be wise to unbind us and kneel before your goddess.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really work like that now.
Hello.
Hathor?
Have you heard of her?
Hathor was the Egyptian goddess of fertility, inebriety, and music.
Oh,
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
In a manner of speaking. Are the cuffs absolutely necessary?
yes, she just killed 2 archaeologists.
Thank you. Your efforts shall not go unrewarded.
Why is she British? Evil people always be British. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, this is not good. Fertility, right? What's that, like a
Ms.
pheromone?
Hathor, would you mind telling us why exactly you were trying to get into this facility?
Oh, he's
We were
discombobulated.
drawn to the Chabai.
Chop eye.
Stargate.
That's what your monk buddies on Chulak call the Stargate.
Dr. Jackson, talk to her. See what you can find out. But don't tell her anything she doesn't already know.
Okay.
You with a crown of marble.
He might mean you, sir.
Might.
You are the ruler here?
In a sense.
Yes, ma'am.
May we take your hand?
Why?
We wish to kiss it.
Well, you can't pass that up, sir.
It might help me if you play into her delusions.
I think Daniel is part of the delusion already, sadly. Oh, lordy, lord. He called her Hathor, right, earlier. Shit. I feel like she's trying to take as many people into her little world as possible.
Where is Ra?
Ah. Yeah.
I hate to be the one to tell you, but Ra is dead.
Oh, hello.
This is wonderful.
She knows a hell of a lot. Either she's studied her Egyptian mythology very carefully, or
what, Dr. Jackson?
she's actually lived it.
Meaning?
Yeah.
She's a Gould, sir. General Hammond, I think she is Hathor. Or at least the Gould that took on the persona of Hathor.
Yeah.
Back up. Did you say she's a Gould?
She feels indebted to us for killing Ra, who she was trying to stop from enslaving Earth. See, she's always been a friend of humanity.
So she
That's how
says.
it was in the Book of the Dead. Hathor was a much-loved goddess.
You saying she wants to help us?
Yes, she wants to help us defeat Apophis.
I don't think Teal'c's going to be taken in.
I have served the Goa'uld. I have yet to meet a good one.
Maybe that's because you served the wrong one.
Oh! Oh, that little look by
You are
Teal'c
the
as
one
well.
who is responsible for destroying the vile one, Ra.
Team effort!
I would be the one.
For you, we will forever hold a special place.
Oh. I really hope this really doesn't work on somebody. It's got to not work on somebody.
This is Captain Carter.
Alex Sam's no bullshit.
You're an exceedingly beautiful woman.
Yes, she is.
General Hammond, I believe we should keep Miss Hathor under house arrest until we can better
Don't
assess.
be impolite, Captain.
General, this is
Oh,
crazy.
man.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, well.
Colonel O'Neill,
I am in command of this facility, Captain Carter.
with respect, it seems that this woman has all you guys under some sort of spell or something.
She does that.
Are you questioning my orders, Captain?
Did this not work on Jack?
Yes, sir, I guess I am. Colonel O'Neill, are you going to back me up on this?
That is a good question.
Yes, Captain. If I see that there's a problem.
Have you noticed the way the men on the base are acting?
Yes, thank you. You noticed too?
It all seems to be tied into the arrival of this Hathor person, or whatever she is.
Uh-huh.
I'm researching her right now on the net. This one academic's webpage theorizes that a bunch of the sex goddesses from different cultures were actually all the same woman,
Oh.
Hathor. According to one of the stories, she was sent by Ra to destroy mankind, and then he changed his mind. But here's the interesting thing. According to the stories, this woman had magical powers over men. She was supposed to be able to seduce them into doing anything for her.
Well, we've seen it.
In almost every case, it describes them as drunk with her presence.
It's like the pheromones or
Well,
whatever
that would
they
be
are.
how I describe our boys.
Yeah, I figure she's using some form of Goa'uld technology.
Yeah.
My guess would be some sort of chemical we've never seen. A sort of super pheromones combined with something like sodium pentothal, probably airborne delivery. So what do you suggest, Captain?
Knock her out?
I suggest we neutralize her.
You want me to help you create more Goa'ulds?
Wearing off? Wearing off? Oh, Lord.
Now that Ra is gone, we are finally free to rule this planet.
Oh, shit. Oh, hello.
With you, our beloved, at our side
That was a belt.
for all eternity.
Yeah.
Captain Carter. We must speak of Hathor.
Keep your hands where I
It
can
didn't
see them,
work.
Teal.
It didn't
Do
work.
not trust me, Captain Carter.
That's why I never went to her room.
All of the men on this base are under Hathor's control, from what I can tell.
He's not human, though,
I
is
hate to
he?
break it to you, Teal'c, but you are male.
I am a Jafar. The Goa'uld I carry within me protects me from Hathor's powers. It is only together that we may stop her.
You will enjoy the rich rewards that come with what we are giving you. You will cherish the good health and long life that goes with being
A Goa'uld?
Hathor's first new Jafar.
Oh, no, did it do it? Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, look at it. Some of them even came out of the bath. Oh! How do we make it not be like that anymore?
Nothing went in there yet.
If this works for Jack, can we not do it for Teal'c and get Teal'c's embryo out? Oh no! Get out!
I don't think this is good.
You have failed us, our love. You will not fail us again.
Unauthorized gate activation.
Oh, bloody hell. Where is she gonna go? Oh, she got dressed.
Where'd she go?
Chulak, we have to go after her.
We will.
Just not now.
Not right now.
I genuinely think this may be my favourite episode so far. I adored this from the moment I saw that Mayan structure right at the start. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I've said this many times before. One of my favourite things about watching this is seeing all the different ancient civilizations and cultures that we get to experience with these guys as we go through the season. We've had so many. And to see that, you know, Daniel had been doing work in the past before working for SG-1 about, you know, cross-pollination of ancient cultures and civilizations, and there's always been that thing of like with the terracotta army and, you know, Greek architecture and the links that were possibly there between those, and you know, you can see it in some buildings and things especially. So it is really interesting that we got to see this where this Hathor, this Goa'uld goddess, was buried in a Mayan tomb. And you know, if she was an enemy of Ra, you can kind of understand why he probably didn't bury her in an Egyptian tomb, because he probably wanted her as far away as possible from the people that she was trying to take control of, because we saw how she then was able to infiltrate and take over the base because of this pheromone that she would exude onto the male soldiers there. Hammond was probably the creepiest out of all of it. Like, how his demeanour completely changed just completely took me by surprise, and I didn't expect that, and it was I found it quite difficult to watch it. And I at first thought that maybe Jack wasn't as immune to it as he seemed to be, but I was completely wrong, and he was actually just under her spell. Poor Daniel, like, of all of the people to help create new Goa'uld embryos, it was Daniel. And I was like, shit. But it was brilliant to see that sarcophagus back, because I was like, oh, hang on, I'm sure we've seen like Daniel, this is maybe what Daniel had to go into in the film. And then to see that was quite cool that they brought that back, and that was beautifully designed, actually. I really liked that. And then obviously we've got Teal'c, who, because he had the Goa'uld inside him and he was a Jafar, it didn't work on him. But I did kind of think, well, maybe that was like a little plot hole, because she would have known that, possibly, that she didn't have an effect on him, or maybe she just thought he wouldn't do anything because she'd said, your enemy is my enemy. So maybe she thought, well, maybe he's doing infiltrating or something. I loved that Sam kind of took centre stage in this and was one of the very few people that wasn't affected by Hathor. Like, all the women on this base had to take charge and control. And I adore when we get to see the Doctor, because she's beautiful, and I do get really distracted by her whenever she's on screen, and I just kind of, my eyes will drift to her, and I'm just kind of like, this lady is stunning. And I like that she got more involvement in this and she had more to do, and we saw her not just being a doctor, but we also got to see her be a soldier as well, and she got to help with the whole helping all of the guys on the base, and was coming up with plans with Sam. Seeing like Sam going through all of these like ancient texts and looking at like who all of the in-common goddesses were, like Aphrodite and Ishtar, which was really cool that, you know, she was brought into it as well, and they were all supposedly Hathor, and they just had different names. It's kind of like, as they do. I genuinely loved this. I just thought I genuinely loved it. And seeing her in the bath with all those Goa'uld, and the guy's not even really remembering what had actually happened. So that would have been an interesting kind of debrief and sit down and talk to say, this is how you were acting, this is what happened. We just bloody had to save your lives, basically, because as Teal'c said, she was going to turn this into a place where she just continuously produced new Goa'uld, and there was plenty of men here for her to do that. And I'm actually quite looking forward to watching the next one, so I may just go watch that, and I will see you guys later. Thank you.